Hello guys, welcome back. So today we will see another JavaScript interview question. So today's question is, how do you compare object and maps? So there are some difference between object and map that we will see today. Okay, so let's see the definition. So objects are similar to maps in that both let you set keys to values, retrieve those values, delete keys, and detect whether something is stored at a key. So like in both object and map, we are storing the keys and we can retrieve any values using that keys, or we can delete the keys and value. Okay, so due to this reason, objects have been used as maps historically, but there are important differences that make using a map preferable in certain cases. Okay, so let's see the example. So what are the difference between map and objects? So this is one of the interview questions that is generally asked in the interview. Okay, so let's see the first point. The keys of an object are strings and symbols, whereas they can be any value for a map, including functions, objects, and any primitive. So let's see the example. So in object we can have only two types of keys, only strings and symbols. But in map we can have any type of keys like strings, symbols, integers, functions, or any type of things. Okay, so let's see, we have this object in line number 1. If you see, I have initialized this obj object. So what I'm doing here is I'm using the 3 key in that the value is object name. So the second key is 1, the value is Khan, and the third key is 2, and the value is test. So if you see, I have used the integer as a key, but as we know, as we have read currently, the keys in object are strings and symbols. So we will see what's happening to those keys. So let's see the for the map. So var map. So I have initialized the map and stored in map variable, and I have stored the one key, and that the value is Sam, and the key is 3 and the value is Amir, and the key is 2 and the value is John. If you see here, the key is 1 is a string, 3 is a string, and 2 is an integer, and I am printing this map. And here also I am printing the object. Okay, so if you see here, first I will show you clear the screen. Okay, now if I try to print it, if you see what object printed is, like, see, I have inserted the key as an integer, but it is converted into a string. See, it is converted into a string 2 3. So here 1 2 3 is a string, and the value is, what is the value of key 1 Khan, what is the value of key 2 test. Okay, and the third is object name. But if you see the map, 1 3 is a string only, 1 is a string, 3 is a string, but 2 is an integer. So like in objects we can have only two types of keys, one is a string and another is symbol, but in map we can have any type of keys. Okay, so that is the first difference between object and maps. Let's see the second point. So the keys in map are ordered while keys added to object are not. Okay, thus when iterating over it, a map object returns keys in order of iteration. So if you see here, in objects I have, at first place I have the key 3, and then at the second place I have the key 1, and at the third place I have the key 2, but it is printing in an order format. You see, it is printed 1 first, then second, then it is printed the third key at the last. Why? Because in object it will store in a sorted format, but in map, the way we have inserted, it will print in that way only. Okay, so this is a difference. In object it will store the keys and object in a sorted format, but in map the way you insert, it will store. Okay, so that is why it is showing in the point the keys in map are ordered, okay, while keys added to objects are not. So in map, the way we are inserting the value in the map, it is stored in that order only, so it will store in the order of insertion. Okay, so this is the second point. Now the third point is, like, you can get the size of a map easily with the size property, while the number of properties in an object must be determined manually. Okay, so what it is showing here is if we want to take the size of the map, we can do just map dot size. Okay, map dot size. But if I want to get the size of the objects, we have to do some extra work. Like here, if you see, I am using the object global object and then using the keys, and in that I am passing the obj, the variable of the object, and then I am calling the length function. Then it will print the length of the object. But in map, if you see, I am just using the map variable and I'm using the size property. Okay, so it will print the size of the map. So there is a lot easier way to print the size of the map as compared to objects. So it will print 33. But if you see in the object, we have to use global object dot keys, and that we have to pass the variable of that object and then need to use the length property. Okay, but in map we have to just use the dot size property. So this is the third difference. Let's see the fourth difference. A map is an iteratable and can be thus directly iterated, whereas iterating over an object requires obtaining its keys in some fashion and iterating over it. So basically what it means is like it is easy to like iterate over the map as compared to objects. Okay, but here I'm showing you the example by which we can common way we can insert both objects and the key, both objects and the maps. Okay, so suppose if I uncomment it, if you see in the objects, I'm using the global object dot entries. Here also I need to use a global object and that entries property, and that I have to pass the object. Okay, so I am printing key and value. But if you see in the map, I don't need to use any global object. I just need to use the map variable that I have already stored and using the entries function. Okay, so in that we can directly iterate over the map. If you see, if we try to iterate over the map, so it will print Han test object. So in object it will print in a sorted format, but if you see in the map, it will print Sam, Ahmed, John, the way you have inserted it. Okay, so here the example I have shown you the common way to iterate over it. But if you see in the map, we are not using any global variable, but in object we are using the global object. Okay, so there are a lot of other methods to iterate over the map which is quite easier than objects. Okay, so let's see the other point. So a map may perform better in scenarios involving frequent addition and removal of key pairs. So there are some scenarios like if we want to frequent addition or subtraction or removal of key pairs. So in that case, it's better to use the map. Okay, so this is the difference between map and the objects. So this is the common interview questions. Let's see the next question. So this is also one of the common interview questions. So yeah, let's see what is the difference between double equal to and triple equal to operators. So if you see, JavaScript provides both strict. So triple equal to, basically we say it's quite strict because it will check both values and type, and double equal to, it is called also type converting or type conversion, so which only check the value, not the type. Okay, so JavaScript provides both strict and the type converting equality comparison. The strict operators take type of variable in consideration. Okay, so in strict we are taking the type also, while non-strict operators make conversion and it will not check the type, it will only check the values. Okay, so the strict operators follow the below condition for different types. Let's see the example. So two strings are strictly equal when they have the same sequence of characters, same length, and same characters in corresponding position. Okay, so we can say both strings are equal only. I'm talking about strict equal. So both strings are equal only if they have the same number of characters and if they have the same length and same corresponding characters also. Okay, so both strings are equal in that case. So two numbers are strictly equal when they are numerically equal. Okay, two numbers are equal only when they are numerically equal. But there are two scenarios in that. If you see nan, so nan, what is nan? Not a number. So nan is not equal to anything. Okay, so what is nan means? Nan is not equal to anything, so it will not equal to nan also. So if you see the example, if I comment them all, and like if we try to compare, okay, You see nan double equal to, okay, let's say here we are printing consoling anything, okay, abcd. If I try to run it, if you see, it will not print anything. Why? This nan is not equal to nan, and even if I give triple equal to also, it will not print anything. So nan is not equal to anything, so it will not equal to nan also. Okay, so this is one thing which is generally asked in the interview. And then positive and negative zeros are equal to one another, so if you give the positive zeros on negative zero, it will equal. Okay, so now if we give the 0 and if you give the minus 0, okay, and if you try to compare, it will equal. Okay, so this negative 0 and positive 0 are always equal, whether it is triple equal to or double equal to. If I print into double equal to, it will print it. Okay, so these are the two things in the integer. Let's see the third point. So two boolean operands are strictly equal if both are true or both are false. Okay, so two boolean things are equal only if both are true or if both are false. So if I try to compare with both true, it will print. Okay, if I compare with both false, it will show. If I compare with false and true, it will not equal. Okay, even so it have not printed. Even if I give the triple equal to, it will not equal. Okay, so if I give the both false, it will equal. Okay, both in strict and non-strict also. So that is the third point. Fourth point is two objects are strictly equal if they refer to the same object. Okay, so if we have the two objects and if they are referring to the same object, so if both have the same reference, if two objects have the same reference, then we can say that both objects are equal. Okay, let's see the fifth point. Null and undefined types are not equal with triple equal to, but equal with double equal to. So if you try to do null triple equal to undefined, it will give false. Why? Because both have different things. What is null? Null means we have basically declared a variable but didn't initialize it. That is null. What is undefined? So undefined means basically we have not declared any variable. That is a thing. So that is why in triple equal to, in strict mode, it will give false. Both are not equal. But in double equal to, it will true. Why? Because both have the almost the same meaning. We have the variables but we didn't initialize in it, and undefined means we have not declared the variable. Okay, so in double equal to, it will give true, but in triple equal to, it will give false. Okay, so that is a core point you can remember. So let's see some of the examples below. So if you try to compare 0 double equal to false, so it will give true. Why? Because 0 will convert into a false. So as you know, in non-strict mode, it will type conversion. So it will not check the type, it will only check the value. So 0, what it will do, it will convert the false into 0 or 0 into false. So the value will become equal and it will give true. But in triple equal to, in strict mode, it will not. Why? Because both have the different type. False have boolean type, 0 have integer type. So that is why it will give false. Okay, so 1 double equal to string 1, it will give true. Why? Because it will convert this integer 1 into a string and then it will try to compare. So both have the same value, it will give true. But in line number 31, it will not try to convert this integer 1 into string 1. So both have the different type, then it will give false. Null not equal to null is equal to undefined in non-strict mode, as I have already explained above. Okay, basically, so null triple equal to undefined will give false. It's not equal. Okay, so here we have the 0 string, it is equal to false. Why? It will check only values, not that type. Here it will check the type. Okay, so that is why it will give false. Here is the interesting point. We have the array, empty array. In double equal to and in both triple equal to, it will give false. Why? Because array is an object. An object can only be equal if both have the same reference. Okay, so both array is a different array. So since both are different array, they have the different reference. So that is why they will not be equal in both strict mode and non-strict mode. Okay, so that is why since array is an object, and in line number 37, since this is already an object, so it needs to be equal only if both have the same reference, but here we have the different reference. Okay, that is why it is not equal. That is why it is giving false in both double equal to and triple equal to. So these are the two important questions, so which is generally asked in the interview. Okay, so this is the fifth video in JavaScript interview series. So yeah, that's it for today's video. So more videos will come, and now the next video will come with some advanced topics. Okay, so if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and please share this video those who are in need. Thank you for watching.